Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Turtles of Grayskull Sla'Ker figure from Mattel. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks great, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely Slash. It's definitely a lighter color than we usually see Slash in. Usually the teal of his skin is a lot darker, but I think it works well here. Actually, the colors to me read almost more like My Pet Monster from the 80s, 90s. Actually, I forget what year that came out. I know I had one when I was a kid, and it was one of my favorite things, but yeah, it almost reads more like that color-wise, and I'm okay with that. I really like the, kind of metallic purple here. Very nice deep purple as well, as you can tell, definitely something I have an affinity for. And not only that, speaking of metallics, the skin actually has this really nice pearlescent tone to it, and I am very happy about that. Any bit of sparkly, I am all for. Speaking of which, we also get this metallic, almost gold. It's definitely more of a yellow, but a yellow with a gold hint on it for the chest armor. We also get that in the eye. Actually, the eye is probably a little closer to true gold, which is nice. We also get some nice details in there. That cybernetic eye, and we can see some details here, like almost some battle damage that they didn't paint in. I'm wondering if that was originally supposed to be painted, but still, because I didn't notice it until I had it like really up close, but definitely looks good. We get that classic Slash grin here. It is actually, you can see the jaw is a separate part, so there's that's not one sculpt. They actually made it, so there's actually some depth to that, which is awesome. All the teeth and gums painted very, very nicely. Very clean paint all around here, pretty much, which is awesome. And yeah, we've seen a bunch of this. I've heard that this might be the Krang buck, basically, and I don't have that figure, and I don't intend to get it, but that's pretty awesome that they've found this reuse for Slash. Not only that, shell has really nice details on it. Definitely a snapping turtle style shell, which is what Slash should have, that being what he is. And yeah, just overall, very, very cool looking figure. We get a really fun group of accessories here, and as you can see, I took off the chest armor. Actually, something I didn't mention in the last section with the aesthetics is, he is a cybernetic turtle, so we do get the kind of circuitry here on the chest. Love that they did the pizzas as the kind of tape reels. Just really cool little fun details. All the armor is removable. These come off as well. I just chose not to for here. But of course we get that. We get the chest armor, which we saw. And as you can see, it just has these two ports, which are for the next accessory. And that tab here, and it's so much better than all the armor that we got in the 80s with those tabs that were just impossible to get back. So very much happy with that. We get the shell, which we looked at before, which also acts as a shield, which it has done for all the other figures in this line. We see those two ports, which go into the back of the chest armor. And then there's a handle for using it as a shield. We also get a slot here for our next accessories, or one of them anyway, and that is his daggers, and these are obviously modeled after one of his two original daggers. We also get these cool tusk claw pieces, so they can be wielded either as daggers or as these kind of spiked knuckle dusters. Just really, really cool there. So yeah, really happy with all of that. Then we don't get a comic with Sla'Ker, however you say it, but we do get this kind of heavy cardboard card. This awesome art, absolutely love that. And then just some information about him, and yeah, so that's cool. And then finally, not really accessories, but there's a Build-A-Figure here. So we do get the head and the legs and hips of Metal Robo. So some cool details going on there. And there's an action feature for Metal Robo. You can see there's a button here where it connects. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And that will do it for accessories. Articulation here is pretty damn good. And if you have any experience with the whole MOTU Origin style bodies, then you pretty much know what you're getting into here. We do have freestanding kicks. This took a little bit to get into. Part of that is the mass of the figure. Part of that is something we'll get into later. And so we do have our barbell joint here at the head. We get some really, really nice look up. Some okay look down. That's our neutral. So we just get kind of a tiny bit there. We do get some nice tilt. We get great rotation. I mean, there's a lot of nice room up under that head sculpt, which makes me happy. For our arms, we're coming into a perfect T. We get rotation there as well. No bicep swivel. We do get single jointed elbows, which only come to there, not even quite hitting 90. And part of that, it looks like it should go more. You can kind of see more of the joint in there. And I feel like I should be able to push it a little bit more, but that's where it goes. We do have hinge and swivel at the wrists. We have a waist swivel. Then we have our hips, which come out to about here, which is actually really nice range. Our front kick doesn't fare quite as well. We're not quite reaching 90, but that's part of just the sculpt itself. We do get a little bit of thigh rotation from there as well. We do have our single jointed knees here. Be careful bending them, though the joints here are pretty finely tuned up, which is nice. Then we get some shin / boot cut. We get decent point, some really nice forward. And unfortunately, we don't get rocker. It's more just like straight up rotation because I think the pin's just coming straight down. So worth noting, but overall, pretty good articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other MOTU origin style figures as well as a genuine vintage MOTU figure. Here he is with a whole bunch of other slashes and a couple other Turtles lines sprinkled in. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with Articulate Icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Turtles of Grayskull Sla'Ker, Sla'Ker, however you say it, is that this is a super fun figure. Slash is low-key my favorite turtle, so I am always down for a different version of Slash, and I think they did a great job here, especially just making him such a monster, and you know the implementation of his standard daggers and you know the robot parts and just the popping quality of the colors and all of that is just really fantastic. So definitely recommend it if you're collecting a line, if you are also a fan of Slash, or this just looks cool to you. And this is a Target exclusive, so I will have the link to the landing page in the description if I can still find it. I believe it's still available, so I wish you the best of luck. It's also showing up on pegs, so you might just find it in the wild, and I wish you luck there. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, hope to see you back because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's just escape the world for a while, talk about some really nice, pretty plastic. And yeah, at the end of the day, I just hope that you are well, hope that all of your toy dreams come true, and most importantly, hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.